Good day, guys, and welcome to your English Aussie. I think we are now finally live. Sorry for a bit of drama on this stream. We have had a few issues. However, it seems like everything is now running back up and running. Sorry for the delay. Good to see some of the people in the chat already. Manish, Alex, sent your team in yesterday, Manish. Yep, I think I did. You sent me through on Twitter. Was good to see. Do you need another review or anything on Insta? All right, let me. Do you need me to flick it up and have a look through? I think on screen at the moment I've got my wildcard team up. This is probably what I'm going to be going for this week. Sorry for the different setup that you're seeing me in this week. I'm actually out in Cyprus at the moment, so I don't have my usual desk and lighting and mic. Shout out to Nick Lee for providing my mic. Actually, I'm on a bit of a flotation device mic at the moment. On Insta, Manish, if I try and pull up your team on Insta, then shout out to anyone watching. Please give a thumbs up, a like on the stream. Clive is a doubt. Twitter leaks. Yeah, Clive is a doubt. It's not Twitter leaks. It's Iraola has said that Clive is potentially a doubt for tomorrow's game. So he is probably, if I'm looking at my team, it's likely that Clive will become Savinho. I am considering sticking with him. But yeah, I think we'll just have to wait and see a little bit. I might wait a little bit longer on that. But yeah, I think roughly this is what I'm looking at for my team. If I show it in planner, maybe this is probably Palmer. Oh, sorry, Gameweek 33. Zacharian. Palmer, yeah. Clivert probably becomes Savinho, or I take a risk and just stick with Clivert despite the leak. Probably leaves me with something like that on my bench. 1.1 in the bank. I think that's what I might end up going with. I am planning also to captain Mamouche and vice captain Salah. So it could be some interesting calls this week. Elliot, yeah, I activated my wildcard. I've been active for 2 weeks. I just spoke really early on in Game Week 30 about why wildcard 30 was important, why you should activate it early. And to be honest, everyone's just now jumping on my bandwagon now that Haaland's got injured. So it's good. I mean, I've put a lot more thought into my wildcard team than probably most people. I can see the different strengths and weaknesses. I can talk you through all of these sort of things as well. Happy to do that. Lost Aussie abroad. Hey, bro. Good to see you. Manish, let me just pull up your wildcard team that you flicked me on Insta, mate. And I will give some feedback. So for the benefit of the chat, he's got Pope in goal, Hermanson backup goalkeeper. Is this your wildcard team? Or is this your actual team, Manish? You're not on wildcard, hey? Yeah, makes sense. So Pope, Munoz, Kirkes, Milenkovic, Livramento, Palmer, Salah, Elanga, Enzo, Isak, Mateta. Do you have any transfers as well? Savinho or Bowen now that Clivert is a doubt? Yeah, it's probably Savinho for me over Bowen. Not particular fan of West Ham. Plus, Man City are going to have the double in Game Week 33. If they make the FA Cup final, they probably double in Game Week 36 as well. So, assuming Savinho continues to start, he started City's last 6 games in the league. What were your transfers, Manish? Oh, you already used free transfers this week. Yeah, considering if he continues to start in the league, then that's probably where I'd be going. The only thing is, obviously, he had the birth of his child recently, so he did sort of miss that. He missed the semi-final of the FA Cup with Bournemouth. That was sort of the change that you would see. I am just doing a little edit for my team for you guys to show on the big screen. Bryce, yo mate, good to see you. FPL's finally back. I told you Bruno would score massive in game week 29. That was a huge call on Bruno for game week 29. Would have been a big boost to anybody who did end up captaining Bruno as well. Congrats to anybody that went there, especially Bryce. What do I think about Gordon, Manish? Bowen has Southampton on game week 33. Yeah, it's a single game week for Bowen against Southampton. Man City are going to have double game week. I'd rather have Savinho against... who does City have in 33? Everton and Palace. I'd rather have Savinho than Bowen against Leicester. 2 games. Yeah, so this is probably what my team is roughly looking like for game week 30. For game week 30. Oh yeah, do you know what? Sorry. Lots of stuff going on here. New streaming location today. Yeah, I'm out in Cyprus at the moment. So it is a little bit difficult for me, this stream. I'm sort of working off like a TV and my laptop. So yeah, it's been a bit tricky to get everything up and running. As you can see, I'm sort of still fiddling with stuff as things are going on. So sorry while it takes a little bit to get back up to screen. Since Ramadan is over, do you think Salah will be back in form? That is a classic question that comes up every season. Salah's form in and out of Ramadan has not been that different, to be honest, in my opinion. I think like Salah's going to be big over the next few weeks anyway. He's trying to break records. Liverpool ultimately are going to win the league. I don't think anybody can stop them at the moment. But realistically, I think once they do win the league, Salah's minutes are not going to diminish just because he's trying to break so many records. He's obviously trying to break Henry's 20 assists in a season record. He's already on 17. And he's going to try and break the Haaland 36 goals, which he's on 27, which I think is probably going to the one he's going to struggle. Orange Apple, hey bro, good to see you. Yeah, Manish, you've already used 4 free transfers. Well, I think you might as well stick with that team then, mate. Otherwise, you got a wild card now. I mean, honestly, my suggestion is wild card now and wild card into a team that similar to this. What sport am I playing in Cyprus, Neil? I'm playing cricket for the Cyprus national team at the moment. I've got my parents, my mum's side is Cypriot, so she's probably sitting upstairs telling me to stop saying so much information about myself at the moment. Sorry, Mum. When is bench boost for this team? Liam, Sarianopoulos. I'll be bench boosting in 33. As you can see, the Raya Martinez goalkeepers is so I can bench boost in 33, have double-double for Villa and Arsenal. Kluivert is a doubt. My honest thoughts is I reckon he'll probably play and probably start. But there is a chance that he either comes on off the bench or doesn't play and misses out. Abhishek. Am I a bowler or a batsman? Both. All-rounder. Bat number 4. Wonder if my brother will be chuckling at that one. Yeah, good start to our careers. You can check it out. You can check us out. Cyprus 11. Who do I support in IPL? EPL, I assume you mean. I am a Liverpool fan. What time is the segment on Palace being massive? Not sure what you mean by that, mate. Do I wildcard Liam, Sarianopoulos? I have Gibbs, White, Kluivert, Wood, Haaland. 2 free transfers. Yeah, I think you should wildcard. Current got 7 doublers in game week 33 with no free hit and transfers to game week 31. All right, I tell you what, guys. Do you know what I've got for you, which I'm sure that everyone will like? I have a section on whether you have wildcard, no wildcard. Whether you have free hit, no free hit, and what you should be doing in each of those scenarios. I did put it in my last video. But I'll try and pull it up on the screen for you guys now because I think it's a really useful slide that I prepared. Yeah, and I'll pull it up for you guys so you can see. So this is like... this is what I think you should do if you're on free hit, no free hit. If you have a free hit, if you don't have a free hit, or if you have AM. He means Indian Premier League cricket. Oh, IPL. Oh, sorry. I don't really have an IPL team. I like the IPL. I just like watching players, to be honest. I don't have a particular team. Who do you support? Hill. I'm just a player follower, really. Same as I am in basketball. Like basketball, I follow LeBron and Steph Curry. It's like greatest glory hunter ever. I will be honest, Liverpool is not because of that. Like I used to support Liverpool when I was about 5 years old because my brother used to support Man United, and I just wanted to pick the team to annoy him. So it's pretty good. Is Milenkovic in my wild card? Milenkovic is in my wild card. Do I have him on my PowerPoint slide or not? Yeah, so I can talk through my team and explain KKR. Is that what you're supporting? Yeah, I would probably say KKR probably one of the teams I like the best. It's quite simple. Palace are massive and deserve airtime. Look, Palace are one of the most important teams at the moment, especially in FPL. And if we look through this sort of slide here, and maybe I'll explain the situation. So, doubling in game week 32, you got Newcastle and Palace. So they're the only two teams currently in the Premier League that have 10 fixtures left in the season. Is Elanga a good replacement for Clivert with a potential of double in 33? Elanga is not going to double in 33. Just wondering why Milenkovic for bench boost 33. Liam, I'll come to it, mate, for sure. Ultimately, you can only maximum have 12 players that are doubling in game week 33, though, Liam, because the only 3 to 4 teams that are going to double are City, Villa, Palace, and Arsenal. Is there a way to get 6 doublers in 32 and 8 in 33 who all start? Would it be worth the risk? Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what I'm suggesting you do. Realistically, I'm going to have 6 doublers in 32 and 12 in 33. And that is based off the wildcard team that I have. So if I show you my wildcard team, this is what it is currently. And so basically how this sets up, and actually maybe it's easier to show on the FPL plan. So game week 30, you can see here, this is the team that I'm planning to set up with. If we go through to game week 32, I'll have Munoz, Mateta, Sarr all doubling, Burn, Murphy, Isak all doubling. I will have made no transfers in 31, no transfers in 32. So this is my same as my wildcard 30 team. And then when I go into game week 33, and I do have one safe transfer, this... Sorry. This is kind of the wrong way around. So this would be Saka. That would be Savinho. This would be Rodgers. So my team would look something like this. I would also be bench boosting. So the doublers in this week would be Raya and Martinez, which is really important that you try and get those 2 goalkeeper doubles. No Kirkes. There's a reason for no Kirkes. And there's a reason for Milenkovic. That was the discussion that I had today with one of my subscribers. We were actually chatting about it on Twitter. And we came to the conclusion. And you see, I'm not a genius, I talk to all you guys as well, ask your advice. we came to the conclusion that Milenkovic was better. The reason being is Forest's fixtures over the next 10 game weeks are much better than Bournemouth from a defensive standpoint. They're also a better defensive team. Also, like, Milenkovic is more of a goal threat than Kirkez. And there is a chance that Nottingham Forest will double. Like, they're most likely going to play their game against Brentford, which is the game week 34. Their game against Brentford will most likely just get moved later in the week in game week 34, and they won't have a double for that one. It won't go into 33 because Forest have a match on the Monday of game week 33 and then play in the semi-final of the FA Cup on the Saturday. So therefore, you'd be seeing... They wouldn't then put a game on Thursday because then they'd have two games. It'd be very unlikely that they'd do that and give them 48 hours turnaround to the semi-finals. So it's likely that they just move that 34 game to the middle of the week in 34. If Forest do double, they may double in 36. But I think the reason... I think their double would most likely be if they make it to the FA Cup final, they would then blank in 37, and then potentially that fixture would move into game week 36. Should I get an Aston Villa defender for the double game week 33? I don't like the Aston Villa defence. I don't like them. The only reason I've gone for Martinez is so I can have two goalkeepers that double in 33. And I didn't want to have Henderson from Palace because I actually just really like the fixture of the Southampton fixture this week, and I wanted to have two Palace attackers for that. So I wanted Sarr and Mateta, and Munoz is the best player. So, Munoz is ridiculous. On his heat map, he is further forwards average position than Mateta in some of the matches for Palace. No Isak 2, I guess Watkins double game week. Yeah, so I think in game week 33, my plan is to transfer out. So, yeah, actually, maybe I should explain what this is. Sorry. So, in game week 33, I've made 3 free transfers. One is going to be Rodgers in for... This is Jacob Murphy. Then Watkins in for Isak. And the third one is going to be Saka in for Palmer. So, those are going to be my 3 changes. So, in game week 33, I'm going to have Raya doubling, Munoz doubling, Gabriel doubling, Gvardiol doubling, Rodgers doubling, Saka doubling, Sarr doubling, Mateta, Marmoush, Watkins all doubling. So all 10 out of the 11 with Salah not doubling, I will have. So 10 doublers in there. Martinez on the bench doubling, Savinho doubling, and then Milenkovic and Byrne not doubling in 33. So I'll have 12 doublers for game week 33. The risks of this are Savinho, I would say. Potential not to start both games for Manchester City. And as you mentioned, Orange Apple, I would say Triple City is ideal, but the problem is with Pep is you can't guarantee who's going to start those games. I think Gvardiol and Marmoush are locks. So your third City, your choice is like a Savinho, a Foden, maybe you go Kusanov, Ederson, like you have those options. I think if you go for a defender, it's more of a lock. Like if you go for a Kusanov or Ederson, you can be pretty certain you'll get the doublers. Do I think Saka could start today? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Saka probably will start today. The reason I don't have him in my team is because Arsenal play now. What if I look at the days of their games? I think it's like Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. Tuesday, Saturday, and then Tuesday again against Real Madrid. So I think Saka's minutes are going to be limited. I think if you feel like you really want to go for him and you really think he's the one, then put him in your team. For me, I actually just felt like Palmer was the one to go for game week 30. So this is sort of what I'm looking at. I just felt like Palmer v Tottenham was nicer than Saka versus Fulham, where Saka's possibly a bit of a minutes risk. I think Palmer, if he plays, he probably just plays the 90 minutes. Saliba or Byrne tonight. It would be Saliba for sure over Byrne. Saliba v Fulham over Byrne v Brentford. Brentford are a good attacking side. My Milenkovic over Kirkez was mostly due to the fact that I thought Forest might have a potential for a double at some point in the future. potentially that Brentford game goes into a midweek, like potentially they double 36. I think most of the other weeks are unlikely because Forest are playing on the Monday of game week 35 and 33, so it's pretty unlikely that it goes into either of those weeks. Milenkovic over Gabriel? No, I'd rather have Gabriel than Milenkovic. So yeah, Aston Villa defender I'd probably rather not go against. You reckon risking captaincy against Salah? I'm currently on Mamouche. Whether I change to Salah, TBC. TBC. I actually haven't made the transfer yet from Kluivert to Savinho either. But I need to do that before the deadline. Play Murphy or Saka. If you've got Saka, you play Saka. I think he's your differential pick. I don't think that many people are going to have Saka. So if you're trying to climb rank, you play Saka. I'm surprised you start Milenkovic over Gabriel this week. Why? Why surprised? What about Areola for bench boost 33? No, definitely not Areola because West Ham are not doubling in 33. I don't know why people have Areola in their wildcard teams. If you have Areola in your wildcard team, get him out. The most important position for your bench boost is the goalkeepers. You need to have doubling goalkeepers. If there's one advantage of bench boost, it's the doubling goalkeepers. Whether or not you manage to get 12 doublers in your team for 33, you may or you may not. Outside of that, your bench boost is only useful is if you have a doubling goalkeeper. If you don't have a doubling goalkeeper, you might as well just not bother playing a bench boost at any point. Like just play it in a random week where you have a strong bench. That's my opinion. And that is probably the main bit of research that I would have said that I highlighted over the last few weeks of doing this. So yeah. Actually, what I should do is should definitely show this. Yeah, the reason I got Milenkovic over Gabriel this week is just Man United. Just Man United suck, man. But maybe you're right. Maybe Gabriel is better to start against Fulham. Fulham obviously just lost 3-0 to Palace. What about Rashford instead of Murphy? Depends what you're planning to do for 33. Like, you could just keep Murphy in 32, bring Rashford in game week 33 for Murphy. Then you have Murphy for the double in 32, and you have Rashford for the double in 33. That's probably what I'd look at, Jad. Who would you move Elanga to for 8.3 million or below, or is Elanga best shout on wildcard? It would be Savinho or I don't mind Elanga, to be honest. Is there any changes from the assistant manager wildcard team from my previous video, Alex? Yeah, I don't mind Elanga or Orange Apple. I'd probably go. Savinho is probably who I'd go for. If you have already 3C, then I don't know, Kluivert. It just depends what weeks you're planning to play him. Like, as I was sort of alluding to in my teams, like I've obviously planned out which weeks I'm going to play which players going forwards. Steve should boast Areola Wan-Bissaka does double in 33, right? No. West Ham do not double in game week 33. West Ham do not double in game week 33. I don't know what FPL team is telling you. West Ham do not double in game week 33. The only way West Ham would have doubled in game week 33 is if Brighton had beaten Nottingham Forest. But Brighton lost to Nottingham Forest. So West Ham do not double. So Areola, Wan-Bissaka, out of your team. Get them gone. Areola is like I've seen him in so many wildcard teams. Like, please don't have Areola in your team. I know mostly it's just because, like, the only reason I would have Areola, right, and there is a valid reason for him. The valid reason for Areola is if you're on AM. If you're on AM, if you have assistant manager, and he's just in your team because you need the money, then fine, because your bench boost is not going to be in game week 33 if you have an AM. If you're bench boosting in game week 33, get Areola out. Get the West Ham players out. Best assistant manager for options from game week 31 to 33. Yeah, I mean, I think if Palace are 5 places below Brighton, 31, Glasner, 32, Glasner, especially if they're 5 places below Newcastle and Man City. 33, I think just wait and see. No worries, Stephen. Palmer, question mark, Esh. Palmer is in my wildcard team. Does that answer? Oh, no. You said why Palmer? Why Palmer? Palmer scored 2 goals and an assist against Tottenham. The way Maresco set them up was that Enzo inverted from DM into AM, which he does quite a lot. And I think actually Cucurella, I think maybe it was Cucurella inverted in that game. It was Caicedo was playing it right back, inverted into DM. And at the beginning, Spurs had I think it was Basuma or Sarr man marking Palmer in the first half, and then he made that change, and it basically just meant that Basuma, basically Spurs' defensive midfielder, had to decide whether he man marked Palmer or he went to the ball with Enzo, and he just got caught between the two. And then what eventually happens, they just overloaded that Tottenham defensive midfield line, and then Palmer managed to obviously get free a couple of times, win a penalty, etc. And I'm hoping that Spurs don't really care about the Premier League as much at the moment, and focusing on Europa League, and Chelsea just bang them. I also just think, if I'm thinking about who's got the potential for a mega haul for my team over the next 2 weeks, it's Palmer. If I look at, if I'm looking at this team over 31, 32, you got Palmer v Tottenham, v Brentford, v Ipswich. All of those, you can see him getting a big return in any of them. Best keeper options if I'm using AM on Glasner. Just anybody that doubles. I think the keepers are just any double really. I don't think it matters. Just pick the best keepers. You want one double. I'd probably go Hendo. I'd probably go Henderson. But you're Glasner, yeah. So you don't. You just probably got Munoz and Mateo. Best keeper options, Alex. Sorry, man. I have to think about this. So you could probably go Pope. You could probably go Pope, actually. I think Pope's a decent keeper option. You get the double in 32. He doesn't blank in 34. Newcastle got some nice fixtures. Or you go Raya. I think Raya's nice as a keeper. And then your other keeper doesn't matter. Just have somebody that's going to play every week that's cheap keeper. And wherever you're thinking of playing your bench boost, maybe they have a nice fixture. So 35, 36 bench boost. Like a Flecken or a Sells. That's what I've got on this AM one. I'd probably go Sells because there is a chance that Forest will double in 35, 36 when you would play your bench boost. Who's the other? There's also a chance that 36 if they make it through to the FA Cup final, which is quite likely. Is Kluivert injured? Yeah, Kluivert's a doubt, not guaranteed injured. I can see him playing tomorrow, to be honest. He's in good form. He's going to want to play. Thinking of it from a sportsman's perspective, you're in great form. You're playing against Ipswich, who are a terrible team. You probably want to play, score, make your name. He's still making his name as a player. Play Murphy or Clivert? I'd play Clivert. Honestly, I'd play Clivert. Not Saka. Yeah, I think Saka's a good option. It just wasn't my choice. Saka's going to come in for me for game week 33 for the double, for sure. Guaranteed. But I just think until then, he's going to be a bit of a minutes risk, given that Arsenal have got Real Madrid in the Champions League. So, yeah, I've steered clear of him for game week 30. Let me see his minutes. If he plays 85, 90 minutes, I'd probably just bring him in early in game week 31. I think if you've got that transfer ready to go on Saka, then you can make it at any time, really. I think game week 30, the reason I didn't have Saka is because I wanted Clivert against Ipswich. But now I've decided to go... Well, I mean, I've had to take Clivert out, and I went Savinho. So keep Clivert on wildcard or not? I mean, I haven't. Like, this is my wildcard team. Like, this is it. This is where I am. Game week 30. I'm starting Clivert with Murphy first sub. Alex. Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. Like, I think the midfield... Palmer, Saka, Clivert, Savio, I think they're probably the four that would sort of deciding between. I think all four of them are fine. Like, you've got to make your own decisions on what you think the best is. I'll tell you my reasonings. Like, my reasonings for Palmer is I think he's the most likely to get like a really big haul. Do I still have AM available? No, I got sold down the river by AM. Honestly, absolute rubbish. I don't have it available anymore. No, I got triple captain. Esh, Raya, Munoz, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Salah, Savinho, Saka, Sarr, Mateta, Mamouche, Isaacs, Murphy, Dina, Livramento, Martinez, 1 point. Yeah, that's a great team. I don't think I would make any changes. Isaac, Livramento, Murphy, Munoz, Sarr, Mateta. Yeah, I like it. No issues with that whatsoever. I think that's a good team, Ash. But Palmer's going to score a hat-trick and I'm going to destroy all of you guys this week. I just wildcard what goalkeeper you prefer. I prefer Raya Martinez if you're bench boosting in 33. If you have AM, then I'd probably go with Raya. And then maybe Sells. Who is a good option for wildcard this week other than Clivert or Savinho? Saka, Palmer. I might go Palmer instead of Saka. Yeah, I mean, that's why I've done it, Esh, to be honest. Just because I just feel like this week, maybe Saka gets eased back in. You're not 100% sure he's going to start. If ultimately down the line you're going to bring Saka in anyway, then I think you can wait a week. I think Palmer's like a bit more of an explosive option. I just feel like Saka's minutes will be managed a little bit through this period where Arsenal play Real Madrid. And then Arsenal are going to get knocked out to Real Madrid. Sorry for all Arsenal fans in the chat. Arsenal are going to lose to Real Madrid in Champions League. And then Saka from Game Week 33 will be playing 90 minutes every week because Arsenal got one competition to focus on. So he'll be definitely in for me in Game Week 33. This will be my Game Week 33 side. Here. And I'll have Saka in there for Palmer. Those will be the changes. So, I mean, this is obviously in Game Week 30, so you got to make your own decisions, but that's my reasoning for why I'd do it. Palmer probably will haul now. I've removed him. Had an awful FPL season. Yeah, he's a bit like Phil Foden. I just look at Palmer. He's 14 goals, 8 assists. It's still an absolute gun. Still getting in good positions. It's just finishing's been not great the last few weeks, to be honest. That's really been the problem. What if I want Haaland later down the line in game week 33? Then I'm finished. Haaland's out for 5 to 7 game weeks. He's not going to be available for game week 33. Guardiola did the press conference today. He said Haaland out for 5 to 7 weeks. So just rule him out for the season. Just rule him out. You can't bring Haaland in later down the line. Elliot got Palmer, Salah, Sarr, Murphy. Who can I get for the last CM other than Savinho or Kluivert? Yeah, I mean Elanga. Elanga's alright. Saka. If you can afford him, probably you can't afford him. Who else do I like over there? How many game weeks are you looking at for this other player? Foden? Bit risky. Luis Diaz? Bit risky. All of these are options. Semenyo? Oh, I don't know. I hate Semenyo. I don't know why I'm suggesting Semenyo. He can't finish. He couldn't score if the goal was the size of the stadium. For wildcard this week, yeah, I know for wildcard, yeah, I know for wildcard this week. But like, are you planning on holding them long term or like transferring them out in 33 or? Yeah, I would say like Elanga, Diaz, Foden, Mitoma, Marino at Arsenal, bit of a rogue one. Marino at Arsenal is actually like quite nice. Quite nice. Boss Arhill, Raya, Martinez, Munoz, Saliba, Digne, Trippier, Guardiola, Saka, Salah, Kluivert, Murphy, Eze, Isak, Mush, Mentetta. Yeah, I like that, mate. I think that's a really nice wildcard team. No way is Haaland playing for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, Haaland might come back the last couple of games, but he's going to miss the double in 33. I think he likely miss a double in 36. Is Marino striker now? Yeah, Marino's playing number 9. 6 mil might be quite nice. Saka or Palmer for this week? Abhishek. Oh, I've gone Palmer, so I think that tells you. But I'll go Saka from 33. Eze's picking up on form now, though. I think Eze's been great all season, just like hasn't finished. Like the way I'd say about Palace, right, is they play in that like 3-4-2-1 with like Eze and Sarr behind Mateta. Realistically, the way it works is Mateta will hold the ball up or run in behind. He'll lay it off to Eze. Sarr will run past Mateta. So I sort of see Sarr as more of a goal threat, Eze more of an assist threat. Eze is sort of the guy that arrives late into the box or on the edge of the box and takes those longer shots, whereas Sarr is the one who's trying to run beyond the defenders and stretch the defence with his pace, alongside Mateta, obviously. I was going to ask what you thought of Murphy, then saw him on your bench. I actually think Murphy's great. It's more of like, I just feel like Newcastle are probably a bit hungover from that Carabao Cup win. They've probably been boozing for like 2 weeks. Like Newcastle, especially if you know Newcastle, you know they love to booze. So they're probably still drinking. I'm not sure if Murphy's liver's recovered in time for the game. George. Yeah, actually, I do like Eze though. Like, he's still a good player. I think having him in the side is fine. Unbelievable, Ash. That is amazing. You took a -12 and ended up at 83 points. That is, I gotta be honest. Like, those are the sort of days where you're just like, I got lucky this week, And ultimately, I'd rather be lucky and finish first in FPL than be a great player and finish 500k and get unlucky. Yeah, I was only going to ask because my wildcard team was have exactly 5 mil left for a mid, so I'm putting him in. Hey, Murphy's fine, man. I'd play Murphy. Happy to play him. Happy to play him if you need to. And definitely very good for game week 32. You have the double game week. Neil, hey mate, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. What thoughts? AM in 31, no free hit. Raya, Kirkes, Guardiola, Gabriel, Sarr, Eze, Saka, Marino, Salah, Isak, Mamouche, Evan Nilsson, Kukurea, Murphy, Shah, Sarr. Feels like you have a few too many doublers. If you look at this screen, this is my strategy for no free hit. So I think if you have no free hit, Paul, epic, mate. 81 points, -4 Bruno. Bruno was a god last week. Lucas, is double Villa defence a trap for predicted double game week 33 for bench boost? Yeah, double Villa defence is a trap. Don't do that. Is Cliver injured? Yeah, Cliver is not injured as such, but they said he's a doubt for tomorrow. Iraola did the press conference, said, he had a bit of a niggle after the game. I personally think he probably still starts and plays. Yeah, George, send it on any of the socials if you've seen them on the screen. Peter, you're in Cyprus as well. Hey, bro, where are you? I'm in Prodras at the moment. Neil, sorry, mate. Yeah, so I think you got Raya, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Sarr, Eze, Saka, Mamouche. That's 7 doublers in 33. That's probably all right. Yeah, that's probably all right. How many transfers you got, Neil? 7 doublers. Yeah, but who's your other goalie? Sarr. Yeah, I'd probably remove one of your doublers, Neil, and swap Sarr to someone who doubles, so that when you... Oh, you're not going to bench boost in 33, are you? Yeah, you're not going to bench boost. You don't have a free hit, do you? Yeah, okay. I think that's all right. Yeah, if you got 4 transfers, you can take out 4 doublers. Have 4 blankers in 34 even. I think that's fine. I think that's quite a nice team, Neil. I'm a fan of that. It's a bit different as well. Bit different. I'd consider Milenkovic over Kirkes if I were you. But that could backfire if Forest do end up doubling. So yeah, maybe Kirkes is the way to go. Did think Sarr to Martinez. Yeah, but it's not worth it because you're not going to bench boost in 33 now. So I think yeah, I don't think I would do that. If I'm honest, I'd probably have Henderson as your goalie over Raya. Just because I don't know, I just feel like Palace might get to the FA Cup final, then they'll blank in 37 and double in 36. Or maybe you go Raya and Henderson. That would be interesting. But then, yeah, Raya and Henderson would be cool. But they're both blanking in 34 then. Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to get through that with no free hit. Yeah, I think your team's nice, Neil. I don't think you really need to make that many changes. Yeah, if you go Sarr to Martinez and you got 2 goalkeepers that blank in 34, so you don't want to do that. Yeah, Sels and Milenkovic. I think if you want, you can take the gamble on them. But then if that Forest fixture ends up moving out of 34, then you're in trouble. So I don't think it's worth it. I think your team's good. Linroy, you think I should keep Cliver on wildcard? Look, this is my wildcard team and I took out Cliver. I mean, I actually haven't made the transfer yet. I need to make that transfer before the deadline. So please no one let me run away without making that transfer. But yeah, I'd probably... I don't know. Maybe I will keep Cliver. It kind of makes sense for my team, though, to not keep him. The reason being, for my team in particular, is that then I only have to make 3 transfers in game week 33. So I roll, and then 33. If I already have Savinho in, I don't have to bring him in for Cliver. And I feel like it just gives me a bit of flexibility. Like if I do get an injury or something, I've got that extra transfer that I can use for the injury in those 3 weeks. So yeah, like Clivert then becomes just such a huge gamble for game week 30. So yeah, I think I make the transfer to Savinho. That's my thoughts on that one. Saka or Palmer? Kentaro! Hey, Kentaro! What's up, man? How are you? I'd go Palmer for this game week, but I would go to Saka for 33. And if Saka plays 90 minutes, I would probably go Saka a bit earlier. Especially if Palmer blanks against Tottenham or doesn't start. Is there a player you wish you had if you had more money in the bank? I'd probably have Saka over Savio. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it, mate. Guys, if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed or liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. It makes a really big difference to my channel, and I really appreciate it. Really helps out. We also recently hit 1,500 subscribers this week, so thanks so much to everybody that's been watching. Like the videos have been all out there, getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6K views on one of them. So yeah, we've had a really great week on this channel. It's really starting to take off and grow. People obviously enjoying the content, and definitely over these sort of last 2 weeks, I think I've probably had the best content out there on YouTube. So yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah, I think Manish, I'd probably go for Saka over Savio. Is probably the only player in this team I'd have if I had more money. Gabriel or Saliba? Gabriel for the goal threat, Alex. Jad, how about to replace Gabriel with Timber to free money to get Foden? Yeah. I've seen some people go down this route. I'm not going to dissuade you if you think that Foden is what you want. I'm probably just, my managerial style for FPL is a little bit more cautious, especially on Wildcard, where I'm wildcarding specifically to get maximum bench boost players in 33, as well as having a really nice team for 30 and 31. So I think your Gabriel to Timber and getting Foden in, your game week 30 team still looks really nice, but you just have that risk later down the line in 33 with like Foden playing in general. Even Foden playing this week against Leicester, you just don't, like, I guess you have the same sort of thoughts for Savinho, but I mean, he's at least started the last 6 Premier League games. The only reason he missed the Bournemouth game was because he had I think a daughter, or maybe a son. I think it was a daughter. So that's why he was missing. And Timber, my other fear is with Arsenal in the Champions League, Ben White being back, there's just a chance that he doesn't play all of these games. So yeah, a couple of things that just a little bit concerning. But doesn't mean that you should not go for it. I just think my personal style of play is I wouldn't go for it because I think that's quite a lot of risks. But yeah, I mean, potentially you can look to do something else. No worries, mate. No worries. So maybe I'll push back up my thoughts for chip strategy. Did I miss any questions? Do you know what I forgot to do and I had a bit of a nightmare? Derek, if you're on the stream, mate, I'm really sorry I forgot to add you as a mod for this stream. I wonder if I can do it now. Do I think Gordon and Murillo and no money in the bank is better or worse than Murphy and Milenkovic and 2.2 mil in the bank? I think Gordon and Murillo is worse. There's no problem with having money in the bank. I was planning to have, like, I've had at various points in the stage of the season, like 5 million in the bank, 6 million in the bank. I'm 80k in the world. Like, there is no problem with having money in the bank. Often, some of the cheaper players are better options. It's just the way the fixture's full. It's Attitude. Hey, man. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you, bro. It feels like it's been a while, but it's probably just been 2 weeks since the last stream. Did Pep say anything about Gvardiol? Nah, but he started the Bournemouth game in the FA Cup, so he should be fine. Should be fine, Alex. Yeah, I think he's all right. That's why he's in my team. Still trying to find your best wildcard selection. Hit me up, man. What are you saying? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Man, we got a long way to go in the stream. And plenty of questions to answer for you guys. So feel free to chuck your teams in the chat, or just let me know, and I'll check on various social medias if you send it to me on there and post and let me know in the chat. Cliver or Mitoma, Lewis? I'll probably go Mitoma if I was picking between the two. Well, it depends who you've got on the bench. If you've got someone on the bench to cover if Cliver doesn't play, like a Murphy, I'd just go Cliver. Nish, yes, bro. Nice of you to join the chat at a reasonable time, mate. Normally you're there like 5 minutes after the deadline. How you going? Triple Palace, I'm locked in on that. Yeah, Triple Palace, Triple Newcastle should be a guarantee. It's Attitude. If you look at my strategy on screen at the moment, you can sort of roughly run with that. Oh, you just got back from work. Yes, nice, mate. What are you doing for work? You're a busy guy. That's why you're late on my streams. Yeah, got Murphy on the bench, might risk Cliver. Yeah, I think that's fine, Lewis. Yeah, that's fine, mate. GM87, I can't afford AM next week on Emery. What player can I downgrade? Foden, Saka, someone else? Foden. Wouldn't downgrade Saka. I'd downgrade Foden over Saka. Foden to Savio. Easy downgrade. Foden to Savinho. Working tech keeps me busy mostly, then we'll watch your wildcard video and be back. Yeah, that's probably the best option, honestly. Like, that video is pretty helpful. But yeah, feel free to chuck in once you've thought about yours, what your team is, Nish. Come back and we'll talk through it. Sorry, I'm just replying to Instagram. No worries, GM87. Yeah, I think maybe I'll stick up my my team currently. So, okay, so if I talk through this and I'll sort of explain each bit. So goalkeepers wise, I've got Raya and Martinez, right? So the reason behind that is I want a bench boost in 33. So for me, I don't have assistant manager, but I do have a free hit. I will be free hitting in 34. If you don't have assistant manager and you have a free hit, like, I think roughly my team is exactly what you should be looking at. Except, like, potentially your changes should really only be in the midfield. The rest of the team, I would say, other than like Burn versus Livramento, that you should not have any differences if you have a free hit and you don't have AM, and I don't see any reason to have any other players. If you have AM, it makes things different. But yeah, so Raya and Martinez. Oh, sorry, it's actually still got my wildcard free hit and AM. Yeah, it's a difference for you. It's actually you're going to be AMing 31 to 33, so you won't bench boost in that time. So you don't need to worry about having too many doublers in 33. You just need to have like 10 doublers plus Salah. So you're less stressed. Lewis, my team: Verbruggen, Guardiola, Kirkes, Munoz, Kluivert, Eze, Palmer, Salah, Evan Nilsson, Mamouche, Isak, Murphy, Livermore, Conte, Pickford on the bench. Lewis, what chips do you have, mate? Makes a big difference. GM87, I have 1.8 million in the bank, and Areola and Raya. Should I now upgrade Areola? Are you bench boosting in 33, GM87? If you are, absolutely get rid of Areola, please. Put in Martinez. Got a bench boost left, use my wildcard this week, Lewis. Yeah. And no AM. And then I would say, like, for Brugge and Pickford, like, why do you have those two? Neither of them are going to double. Everton have some horrible fixtures. Like, you probably want to have at least one doubler in 33. What else would I say? You got two Palace. But Palace are going to have a double in 32 and a double in 33. So I'd probably have a third Palace. Lewis, this is. GM87, you've got an AM, have you? So you're going to bench boost in 35. If you're going to bench boost in 35, you don't need to upgrade Areola. Henderson for Pickford. Henderson for Pickford would be nice. I like that. I think that's good, Lewis. The rest of your team looks alright. Isak, Murphy, Livra. Yeah, I like the rest. I think it's really like Verbruggen maybe becomes like a Raya. Verbruggen becomes a Raya, and then you have doubling goalkeepers in 33 when you bench boost. So you get the extra double. Why is no one considering Asensio even with a double coming up? I'm definitely considering Asensio, Eslam. But I would be making that sub in game week 33. But at the moment, like, he's not starting for Villa every game. He's obviously starting in Champions League. If by game week 33, Asensio is like starting for Villa in the league, then this is definitely. So if you look at my 33 side, I make 3 transfers to bring in Saka, Watkins, and Rodgers. That Rodgers just becomes Asensio in 33. Karras, yeah, it is minutes, but like if you leave some transfers for Villa for game week 33, which is what I want to do, gives you some options, because I think Villa's the one where you're like a bit meh about bringing those people in. Why are some people going triple West Ham in their wildcards? Because they lost the plot. I don't know why anyone's going triple West Ham. I don't know. People seem to be using these like weird websites and stuff that say West Ham are doubling in 33. Like, they're not doubling in 33. West Ham have no doubles. No doubles. The only way they were going to double is if Brighton beat Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. They didn't. Get out your West Ham players. They suck. I mean, they got like a nice fixture in 33. They got Southampton. They got a nice fixture in 30. They got Wolves. And they got a nice fixture in 38. They got Ipswich. I mean, outside of that, not that great. Guys, if you are enjoying this content, please remember to subscribe, hit that like button, except for the GOAT Kudus. Yeah, look, it's Attitude knows. If you got Kudus in your team, man, that's cool. That's cool. You can triple captain Kudus. He is the GOAT. Get Kudus in your team right now. Do you know what? I should put him in my wildcard. I should have done a draft with Kudus, shouldn't I? That is my one fail from the last 2 weeks. I've done no wildcard drafts with Kudus in them. I tell you what, if Brighton had beaten Forest in the FA Cup, you sure as hell know that Kudus would have been on one of my thumbnails. And he had been straight in my team. Straight in my team. Got funds for Sells or Martinez over Bruggen. Lewis, just go Martinez. Should be good. Can you make AM Wildcard Team, please? FPL Ninja. Yeah, here's my, this is what I recommend. Something like this, right? So, Karis, sorry, bro. Sorry, I do miss comments sometimes. Thank you for letting me know. I am being dumb. Karis, Raya, Areola, Munoz, Wamby, Guardiola, Gabriel, Kilman, Salah. You are the triple West Ham. So I think your team is great, but I think you need to get rid of Areola, Wan-Bissaka, and Kilman. Why do you have them in there for bench boost 33? They're not doubling in 33. So your Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Kilman should become Martinez, probably like Livramento or Burn, and then I guess you can keep Wan-Bissaka for Southampton. So I'd probably take out Areola and Kilman and go Martinez and Livramento. And then I'm assuming because then when you bench boost in 33, you've got Raya and Martinez who are both going to double. So that's probably why I'd go that, Karis, if that makes sense. Is Forest definitely blanking in 34? Nah. I actually think Forest won't blank in 34. That's why I've got the P in here. I think that Forest v Brentford will actually stay in 34, later in the week. But I think that one's the one that's difficult and that no one can really predict. The GOAT Kudus, man. Yeah, Raya and Martinez for bench boost in Game Week 33 is so big, man. Is there a chance Nottingham Forest doubles in 33? There's a chance, but it's quite small because they play on the Monday. They play on the Monday of Game Week 33, their first game. And then they play on the Saturday of Game Week 34 because they play FA Cup semi-final. So they'd have to slot their double in there in I don't know, on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And then they'd only have 48 hours in between games. That's pretty tough. Newcastle don't double in 33, no. But they double in 32. Finners! Where have you been? How are you? How is your team? How is everything? Where have you been, my man? Every week I've been waiting for you. Every week. It's good to see you, mate. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're back. I hope all is well. I hope work's not too bad and life's not keeping you too busy. Good to see you. That's probably the most excited I've been all stream. And this stream's been popping off, so. Mate, great to have you. Great to have you back in here. Guys, quick reminder, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Only a small thing for you, but it makes such a huge difference to my channel. And if you like this content, just please help me out. Demir Yasserov. Burn or Livramento and Wildcard 30. I've gone for Burn goal threat. That's really the only reason I went Burn. Livramento obviously a bit more assist threat, but I don't think he's even got an assist all season. So yeah, I went for Burn just based off goal threat, but I think you can make a call. Don't have the funds for Martinez, and I'm going for West Ham, not for double, just targeting Southampton at home fixture. They have very possible clean sheet. No, Newcastle don't double in 33, only in 32. I feel bad wildcarding without any Bournemouth player against Ipswich. Yeah, same. I'm about to take Clive out for Savinho as well. Sorry, got a new job in France, missing your streams, hard work, but it's for the future with the girlfriend. Oh, bro, congratulations. New job in France. That's dope, bro. Wait, so you're moving out there? Where were you before again? Are you... Am I wildcarding? Yeah, man, my wildcard's active. My wildcard is active. Ben. Yo, man, welcome back. Are you still dominating FPL? What's your rank? Karis, I sort of understand you more now, that you don't want to go down that strat of maximising doubles. Hey, Rex, how you going? Still 20k, nice one, Ben. I understand what you're trying to do a little bit more with that wildcard team. Sorry, thanks for explaining me. I really do think though that the like you got 3 West Ham defence. Like if they concede, you're totally scuppered. Maybe just if you can get Areola to Martinez somehow. Like maybe you move Fernandez, Saka, or Palmer in 33. Like I'm sure one of them has a bad game in 33. I thought it was Palmer. Yeah, Palmer has Fulham. Maybe you move Palmer to like I don't know, someone that's doubling, that's good. Who would you move? Like Foden, Savinho, someone like that. I guess it's a bit risky. If you move them to like Foden, Savinho, you upgrade Areola to Martinez, you get like 2 extra doublers in 33. I think I'd probably prefer that. Palmer's been ghosting recently though. Yeah, I know. I've still got him though. Just feel he's due. He's due, mate. Right, right, you're Paddy. Hey, Paddy, what's good, bro? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope it was going well with you. Esh, I've got 9 green arrows in a row. Dude, why are you tuning into my stream, man? You know what you're doing. You don't need me. You keep going, bro. Ben, stuck with Clive at the moment. You got a moment to view my team and interested in your view on it. Yeah, Ben, no worries. Do you want to flick your... Do you want to type it out in the chat or flick it to me on socials? 1 or 2, whichever way works, Ben. This is my current team, FYI. Is it worth someone down to 0.7 for Martinez over Areola? If you're bench boosting in 33, yes. If you're not bench boosting in 33... No. I'd just keep him. Any thoughts on keeping him Boomo? Are you on wildcard, Brian? If you're not on wildcard, just keep him. Who's captain this week? Salah, Isak, or Mamouche? I'm on Mamouche at the moment. How long have we got to the deadline? I might change my mind. Not on purpose, I swear. Just because it's like the captaincy was probably the one thing I didn't think about too much. I wouldn't mind Mateta as captain either, to be honest. Southampton trash, bro. Or Saar. Oh man, we'll just go Salah. What am I doing? Always captain Salah. Or prefer Savinho. Probably prefer Savinho. I probably prefer Savinho. Who are Villa going to play in the double? I think they got a tough double. I think it's Newcastle and City. No, Palace and... Sorry. Yeah, Newcastle and City. Done Gvardiol from Greaves with the free. Ben, I'm not going to be able to see your wildcard team, mate. You're wildcarding, right? Oh, or you're not wildcarding. Is that what you're saying? Paddy, I was working, so you're gone late. No worries, man. Good to see you. Could maybe get Martinez if I go for Saka, not Palmer. Look, honestly, like, I don't mind Areola. I actually kind of see, Like Karras you kind of sold me a little bit on it. But I've kind of gone Martinez because I also want to play him against Southampton in 32. So I get the double and I get Southampton with Martinez. Whereas Areola, you kind of... I guess you get Wolves this week. I think you can go either way, Karras. I think if you're comfortable with what you're doing, I don't mind that, actually. Finners. Pope, Sells, Munoz, Gabriel, Burn, Aina, Kirkes, Bruno, and Bumo, Saar, Salah. Finners, are you bench boosting in 33? What chips do you have left? I can't remember. You've been away for too long, bro. I'm forgetting everything. Paddy completely changed my wildcard team. There are too many things coming through. Everybody has the same team, Frankenstein. Yeah, there are a few differences, though. 11.2 mil to spend and need a mid. Need some recommendations. I'm thinking Salah and Palmer. If you think there's a good shout, let me know. I'd go Palmer. I've gone Palmer. That's my team this week. Finners, you're wildcarding. Yeah, but what chips do you have, Finners? Ben, not wildcarding at the moment. All right, let me check your team in a sec, Ben. I might just check you and Finners. I won't be surprised if Martinez gets 3 points and Ariel gets 7 with one less game. Yeah, but Martinez for me gets me that game in 32, like because with the way he rotates with Raya in 32. Arsenal have Brentford. I don't want to play Raya. I want to play Martinez, and Martinez has Southampton. And then I'm just bench boosting 33, and then free hitting 34, and then 35. Yeah, 35. 36 Villa v Bournemouth, Arsenal v Liverpool is probably the only one Martinez plays again. I guess Areola has Man United in 36. That kind of works as well. Why would I play Martinez in 32 when Raya has Brentford? Because Brentford are a great attacking side. Why would I play Raya against Brentford? I'd definitely play Martinez against Southampton rather than Raya against Brentford. For sure. Frankenstein, I'm going to captain Mamouche. Feel like Salah won't perform. Listening to Moyes, he was like, I'm going to build a wall. He was literally like, I've been thinking about how to build a wall against Salah. And if you watch the game, they did try to. I know Salah still got like a goal and assist against Everton last time, but I think it was a pen. And like they really did stifle him quite a lot. Manager, AM, and bench boost left Finners. So you're going to AM 31 33, man. So you're not going to bench boost 33. So now let me relook at your side, and then Ben, I'll come to you just after I just talk through Finners' team. So Finners, you're gonna bench boost probably in 35, 36. So Pope, Sells, Munoz, Gabriel, Burn, Aina, Kirkes, Bruno. Careful with the triple Palace because you wanna bring in Glasner in 31 as your AM. So you'll need to get rid of one of those Palace players in 31. So just note that. Fine to have them if you're comfortable with making one transfer to take one out in 31 for Glasner, if required. Obviously, if Palace don't get the table bonus against Brighton, then you wouldn't do that. I'd probably have Milenkovic over Aina in that team, Finners. Otherwise, it's very different. I like it. And Kluivert's a risk at the moment as well. And how many doublers have you got from 33? You got Munoz, Gabriel, Saar, Mamouche, Mateta, 5. Probably get a couple more in there. I feel like you go Murphy in the midfield and you change Pope to Raya. I feel like you go Murphy in the midfield, you change Pope to Raya and Aina to Milenkovic, and that looks nice. Or a Newcastle midfielder. Because I think they're defensively, their fixtures are not as good as it is offensively. I think that's what I'd do, Finnis. Sorry, guys. It's going to take me a while to get through all these comments now. Ben. 5662. I remember your team ID. Let me try and chuck you up on the screen. This one, right? Ben. Ben, your transfer was... Would you wildcard -4? Just roll with it. Done Guardiola from Greaves with a free. Man, I'd wildcard this team. Mate. There's too many risks. I don't really like it. I'd probably wildcard. I think wildcard in 30 is like actually really beneficial. I'd wildcard your team. I wouldn't go with it. I don't think you get that much more information in 31, honestly. I really don't. And I think if you have... I guess you don't have a couple of transfers, but... I'd wildcard Ben, honestly. I really would. Gabriel, Milenkovic, Gvardiol, Kluivert and Bumo, Bowen, Palmer, Evan Nielsen, Isak, Woods out as well. Yeah, like my assumption is Woods probably out. Mikalenko's 50-50. I think Kluivert will probably play. I don't love where your team's at. I think you want to be going into the game week thinking I've got a good chance of a green arrow here rather than I'm hanging on. Alex, what do you think of Amarin AM against City in game week 31? Definitely a possibility. FPL Eric, hey mate, my wildcard 30 is Raya, Pope, Timber, Munoz, Guardiola, Trippier, Saka, Kluivert, Salah, Rashford, Sarmte. Think I need to change Kluivert. Any suggestions? Have 7.0 million. Savinho. Probably. Savinho, Elanga. Yeah, Savinho or Elanga. Or go Murphy and change Trippier to someone else, like Milenkovic. Actually, that's nice. Either Savinho, Elanga, or Kluivert to Murphy, Trippier to Elanga. Ahmed Al-Ayubi, I'd like to have Foden on wildcard, but I'd transfer either Guardiola or Ruben for or a City defender, or Gabriel for Timber. Which would you rather do? Probably Guardiola for Kusanov. That's what I'd rather do. Here's my wildcard 30. Raya and Areola, Gabriel. I'm coming around to this Areola jazz now. I sort of see it. Gabriel, Gvardiol, Munoz. I'm not going to do it in my team, but I understand why you've done it. Gabriel, Gvardiol, Munoz, Burn, Aina. Probably go Milenkovic over Aina for the goal threat. Eslam. Salah, Saka, Asensio, Sam, Murphy, Isak, Mamouche, Mateta. Asensio, good differential, but like, obviously minutes risk. But if you're comfortable with that, then that's cool. I will check with Arsenal Arts. If Saka's playing, I'll just go with him. Just got to hope he doesn't get subbed at 60. I think he'll probably get subbed at like 70. Hurts to get rid of Palmer, but Saka is a decent replacement. Yeah, I like Palmer. Will I bench Palmer next week? No, I'm not benching Palmer. Why would I bench Palmer? Where have we got this from? Against Brentford? No, I think like what I'm saying, right, is Brentford are like a good attacking side, but a poor defensive side, man. Like, I wouldn't play a defender against Brentford, but I would play an attacker against Brentford. If that makes for example, I have my own fixture difficulty ratings because I think I have like an offensive and a defensive. I wonder if I can show you guys. It'll probably be an old PowerPoint, but it'll make a bit more sense to you guys then. I'll try and flick it on screen. Yeah, can you guys see this? This is like my defensive fixture difficulty rating, and then I also have like a so obviously light green, easy. This sort of other green, reason like good fixture. The grey is middle, orange is harder, red is hardest. And then I have also like the same fixtures but attacking fixture difficulties. So I have like my own rankings for attacking and defensive difficulties. And so, for example, Brentford on the attacking fixture difficulty are like a good green, but on a defensive fixture difficulty are like an orange, like they're a tough fixture. Hopefully that makes more sense to you guys now. Ash, are you not worried that Palace could blank here and Murphy could do a job? Don't let my brother hear you say that. He would not be happy. Yeah, I mean Murphy could, but I think Southampton have been the worst defense in the Premier League by far of late. If you look at, I know I'm not the biggest fan of expected goals conceded, but if you look at it, it's huge, the differential in the last like 6 to 10 game weeks. Like Southampton are like 2.5, and the next worst team are like Ipswich and Leicester at like 1.7, 1.8. Dunk over Milenkovic for funds, bench boost 33. That's fine, Abdullah. Murphy or Eze? To start this week, I'd start Eze. Which do I prefer, Paddy? Saka, Foden, Gabriel, Gvardiol. Saka, Palmer, Timber, Kusanov. Foden, Palmer, Gvardiol, Timber. Okay. All options are Raya as GK and Emery as AM. Okay. Specifically for game week 30... Wow. I would probably go Saka, Palmer. Would I? It's pretty tough, actually. Is there an option of Foden, Palmer, Gvardiol, Gabriel? Or is that not possible? Probably not. Too expensive. It'd probably be 3. I think 3 has the biggest upside. 2 is probably the safest. 1 I don't really like. So for me, it'd be between 2 and 3. Not happy. Palace are massive. Dear. Yeah, for me, it'd be between 2 and 3. I think 3 biggest upside, but obviously quite risky with Foden. 2 a little bit safer. Timber and Ben White rotation, obviously a little bit risky, but less risky than Foden. You've always got cover. I would go 2, but 3 has bigger upside, I think. We have the same wildcard team besides Savio and Byrne and Mikulenkovic. I can choose Saka, Livramento, Wan-Bissaka. Sure. You can go Saka and the same team as me. Oh yeah, actually, maybe I can do that too. No, I can't. I don't have the money for that. How you have a mad team value, MD? Yeah, if you have the same team as me, but you can go Saka over Savio, I'd definitely do that, man. I would do that as well if I was me. Islam, yeah, fair, man. Oh, wait, who's the original Senny? Oh, I see. Never mind. Eze was back to his best versus Fulham, whilst Newcastle have been on the lash all weekend. Yeah, man. Newcastle generally have been on the lash all weekend. Glad you worked this out, the original. I understand. This mic has been crisp. Nice. Nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, thanks to my mate, Nick Lee. Shout out to him. Why Milenkovic on wildcard, my bro? Yeah, so let me explain that one. So Milenkovic is on there because the other option was Kirkes. And the reason I went Milenkovic is there is a possibility that Nottingham Forest double. Possibility that their 34 goes into another game week and doesn't end up later in 34. There's also a possibility that they win against Man City, reach the FA Cup final, and then double in 36 and blank in 37. And if that was the case, I'd like to already have a Forest player in there so I don't have to use those transfers later down the line. And I also think Kirkes v Ipswich, Milenkovic v Man United, much of the same. Much of the same. Much of a muchness. The same way that really in 33, Bournemouth v Palace, Nottingham Forest v Tottenham, like both difficult games from a defensive standpoint. So that's why I ended up going with Milenkovic. Also, goal threat. 107.2 million budget. Oh, no wonder you can afford Saka. You're lucky, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm like 105 point something, so I can't afford that. But yeah, MD, man, I'd definitely go for that. That's dope. That's dope. Right, let's have it on my team. What's your team? What's your team, mate? Omar on top. Would you start Saka or Murphy? Saka. Why am I starting Milenkovic over Gabriel? Because Man United absolutely suck. Except for Bruno Fernandes, who's the only player that can play in their team. Also, I got Raya in goal, so I'm sort of covering that Arsenal clean sheet anyway. I could go Gabriel against Fulham. Like, Fulham are probably a little bit tired after the FA Cup as well. I have no idea whether Saka is starting and coming off the bench. Obviously, Arteta said that he's fit and is available to start. But, like, literally, you can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. So, that's why he's not in my wildcard team. Like, I just don't know with Saka. I'm bringing him in game week 33. Am I a professional cricketer? Technically, I'd be not considered a professional cricketer. But I am playing for the Cyprus national team. But I think you have to be getting paid like a salaried wage to be considered a professional cricketer. Which I am not getting paid. Do you think we will get any leaks about Saka? Good question. Good question. What time's KO Arsenal game? Chance. But honestly, like I've read Adam, mate. Adam is my name. I've read is it Mikalenko? Mikalenko's like book where he's talks about Arteta. That Arteta genuinely makes players turn up with their like shower bag when they're injured to throw off the opposition of whether the player's going to start or not. So like the team leak on Saka, I wouldn't trust either. Like I genuinely wouldn't. Even if he gets off the bus with all his bags, I just wouldn't trust it. Would I start Saka or Murphy? I still start Saka. If I had him, I'd start him. Big differential. All right, the original Senny wildcard team. Areola, Pope, Gvardiol, Gabriel, Munoz, Livramento, Nico Williams, Salazar, Kluivert, Rogers, Saka, Mateta, Isak, Mamouche. Well, obviously, Kluivert is a potential doubt this week. Areola just said in his press conference about an hour ago that he might not be fit for tomorrow's game. So if you're comfortable with playing him and then he might come off the bench, Elanga for Kluivert. I'd probably go for like a Savinho or someone like that doubles in 33. Edvin, hey bro, yeah, Cyprus treating me well, mate. Treating me well. Had a good first weekend out here playing cricket. We got 3 wins out of 3. Me and my brother put on 99 to win one of the games for Cyprus. I ran past one and got stumped on 49 with 2 to win, but then we knocked it off, so it's all right. Got Rodgers on the bench, so no dramas. Yeah, I think if you got Rodgers on the... Wait, hang on. You got to think about this, right? Because you can also like use your transfers a little bit later to bring in people like Rodgers. Like your team for game week 30, obviously, you're going to be playing Gvardiol, Gabriel, Munoz, Salah, Sarr, Kluivert, Saka, Mateta, Isak, Mamouche. So I guess that's nice. Rodgers on the bench. I guess you have AM 31 to 33. So you're not going to bench boost in 33, so it's not that much of an issue. So I guess my only other thought is, would you rather have a goalkeeper who doubles in 33? So you at least have one doubler in goal in that team. Like perhaps you go Kluivert to like a Jacob Murphy and you go Pope to like a Raya. Because Newcastle's fixtures are a little bit nicer from an offensive standpoint than a defensive standpoint, I would say. Bench boost 36 when Palace double again before the FA Cup final. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm just thinking like just for your game week 33 team in general, so you have more doublers. Maybe you go Kluivert to Murphy and Pope to Raya. And then you still have the 3 Newcastle for 32, but you have an extra doubler in 33. I think that's nice. Then you have Raya, Gabriel, Munoz, Sarr, Rodgers, Saka, Mateta, Mamouche. You got 8 doublers in 33, which is nice. Boss Arhill, my name is Adam. When do I bench boost? I'm bench boosting in 33. I'll show you my bench boost, what my bench boost side will be. Let's see the strategy boards. Oh yeah, I'll pull that up in a second. It's attitude. Would you rather have Mateta and Livramento or JP and Munoz? Find a way to get Mateta and Munoz. Find a way. Is my answer. YM Soccer. Find a way. Find a way. But if I had to pick, I'd go JP and Munoz. CR7. Hi, first time on the stream. Welcome to the stream, mate. Let me know if you need any help with your team, wildcard, etc. Chuck it in the chat. Give the stream a like, subscribe to the channel. That goes for everyone on there. It really does help my channel. I know it's just a small thing for you guys, but it really does make a massive difference for me. It's a lot of effort that I have to put into videos and streams and stuff in the week. I'm even on holiday now streaming, hence my terrible setup. Lilo got my YM Soccer. I can if I don't do Raya. Who would you do instead of Raya then? I'd probably not do Raya and do Matera and Munoz. I would definitely rather do that. Got my captain on my moosh. Me too, mate. Me too. Paddy leaning towards Foden, Palmer, Guardiola, Timber. You're the upside man. I like that. Michael, if you used a free transfer, then wildcarded, will you get the free transfer back? Yeah, I think so. Strategy boards. Yes, bro. It's coming. Here you go. Here are the strategy boards. Yeah, I thought this was pretty good, these strategy boards, actually. Like the Raya Murphy switch, fair play. You can upgrade Nico to Milenkovic as well. Perfect. The GOAT. Do you think Marmouche is getting 4 more points than Mbumo? Well, you want to take a -4 hit? I don't know. Don't know, mate. I wouldn't take a -4. Controversial opinion. Do you know who you should ask? There's a guy that's called... let me find his Twitter. Mateta over Mamouche for sure. Let me find his Twitter. Honestly, this guy, he always takes... I think it's like Baruta Devils. His name's Baruta. Well, name's not actually Baruta, but FPL at FPL_Devils on Twitter. Anytime he takes a -4, he's a GOAT. Also a great bloke. Really great bloke. He sometimes tunes into my streams, but I don't think he's on here at the moment. So if you want to take a -4, you should always ask him, because I swear to God, I've never seen anybody take -4s like he does. He just takes them and they always get points. And he was thinking about taking a -4 for Bruno last week. And then last minute, I can't remember why he didn't do it. And I was like, bro, come on. He took 3 -4s before that and it was just 16 points. Thoughts on Rashford? Wait to game week 33. You can always transfer him in. Just wait Villa out. You don't need to bring him in this week. Brighton, not an easy game. Forest, not an easy game in 31. Maybe you want to bring him in 32 for Southampton if he starts the next 2 weeks. He's not going to start up front, though. I think Watkins will still start up front. Anyone captaining Munoz, the Duracell battery? I mean, honestly, not the worst option. Not the worst option. I can see him getting a return and a clean sheet for Palace. Areola or Raya to start this week? I think Raya, because Fulham may be a little bit tired after FA Cup. But also Wolves without Cunha. But yeah, I mean, I think Raya. Arsenal just better team. I need to make this call on Clivert v Savino. Paddy, if I play Cyprus, you're definitely a pro. Are you an all-rounder or batter only? I would say I'm an all-rounder, and I would probably say... I really like the comment, am I a batter only? I would definitely say my bowling is my better trait. But my batting's in great form at the moment. Great form. So I'll take it. Thanks for the compliment, mate. I always appreciate it. I can do Pope and Munoz over Raya and Livramento. Do it. Definitely do it. Definitely do that. Saku, what's up, bro? Is there another way to send my wildcard to you to review it? Yes, mate. Can you send it to me on Twitter or Instagram? And what is my Twitter or Instagram? It's probably going to be your response. And check it out, top right of the screen now. It'll flick up my Twitter name and my Instagram handles. If you flick it to me on there, tell me your name, because I get tons of messages on here. Oh, what did that just say? Tesla. Yeah, I get tons of messages on here, so it's hard to see everybody's. And if anybody sends me messages like an hour before the deadline, I'm sorry, I'm never going to see them because I'm busy setting up. Generally, the day of, it's always quite tricky to see everything. In fact, in general, just comment on my YouTube posts, because I will always reply to every comment on YouTube, but I don't always log on to like Instagram or Twitters to reply messages. CR7. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me just get through those comments above. Alfie Bowman. Who would you get as a fifth midfielder with 8 mil? Already have Salah, Saka, Sarr, Murphy. Savinho, Cliver, Elanga. Yeah, one of those. Kentaro, I still think Doku or Savinho. Yeah, I'd probably go Savinho. Doku doesn't really ever do anything. Savinho has at least got like 10 assists. He never gets like big time points, but he does get some. CR7 times LM10. Couldn't make your mind up between who you prefer, Ronaldo or Messi? Who's your GOAT? CR7 LM10. Who's your GOAT? Ronaldo or Messi? Thoughts on your wildcard? Henderson, 8 Nuri, Burn, Kirkes. I tell you already, get 8 Nuri out of your side. Burn, Kirkes, Salah, Saka, Palmer, Cliver, Eze, Isaac, Mamouche, Verbruggen, Strand, Larson, Timber, and Mazraoui. What chips do you have left, CR7, LM10? I think it makes a big difference. Like, it's hard to tell you my thoughts on a wildcard team unless I know, like, what week do you want to bench boost, and do you still have your AM chip? Like, so if you tell me what chips you have left, I can give you the best option. What's the 5 best mids for the wildcard? The 5 that are in my wildcard team. Well, I'd actually probably go Saka over Savinho, if I had the money, but I don't think anyone has that money, unless you got 107 million. Have enough to change Timber to Gabriel. Should I do that or leave 0.8 in the bank? If you don't have an AM to play, just change Timber to Gabriel. If you have an AM to play, that 0.8 million FPL Eric is perfect for your AM. When are Forest expected to double, Alex? Potentially they won't double. I think their Game Week 34 fixture might just stay in Game Week 34. If they make it to the FA Cup final and beat Man City, then they'll probably double in 36 and then blank in 37. Is Marmouche worth the captaincy? I do not know. Do you know what? How long do we have until deadline? Is it 1 hour? Man, this stream has flown by. It's 1 hour. I'm going to set an alarm on my phone so I don't miss the deadline, because I've got to make the decision. Siku, I just saw you share the photo, mate. I'm just going to pull it up in 1 second. I'm just setting an alarm on my phone so I don't miss the deadline, because it's more than likely that I'll just be chatting away with you guys and I'll miss it. I got you, Six. Yaz, yo, man. Great to see you back on the channel. It's going well. It's been a while since you thought about FPL, so feeling a bit rusty. I'd recommend just going back, watching my latest wildcard video if you haven't watched it, and then coming back and thinking if you want a wildcard. Because honestly, like, I think most people, 95% of people should be wildcarding in 30. And I would have told you that before the Haaland news. So I've thought a lot more about wildcarding than most of the content creators, and I can tell you I probably have a much better team than most of them. And a lot of them are lucky that Haaland got injured, because I would have gained a lot of points on people in Game Week 30 if they had waited to 31 to wildcard. When I think about GOAT, I only think about Ronaldo. Nice answer. You have triple captain, free hit, and bench boost already played AM. Okay, cool. So you're same as me, CR7, 11, 10. So I think then in your team, you probably want to maximise your doublers in 33. So I'd think about moving like 8 Nuri on, maybe for... Do you have Munoz? You don't have Munoz. Do you have 3 Palace? Isaac, Mamouche. I'd definitely change 8 Nuri for Munoz. I'd look to have 3 Palace. Do you know what? Here, this will probably help you. Here's my strategy. So I'd definitely look to have... Can I make this like properly fit in the screen? I don't know why my screen's got... Oh, it's because I'm using the TV. This is what happens when you change your setup. It's going to be a nightmare again next week, setting up again. Yeah, so I'd look to do something like the middle column, free hit, no AM. You have your free hit, right? Is that right? Yeah, free hit and bench boost. Yeah, so I'd look to use that middle column. I'd look for sort of 9 game week 33 doublers, 3 City, 3 Palace, 3 Newcastle, and then like plus 3 more doublers for game week 33. See what you can fit into your side. My thoughts on your team, generally nice. I'd probably move Strand Larson. In fact, I'd move Mazraoui for sure to Munoz. The midfield looks really nice. And I'd probably move Verbruggen to Martinez. And then when you play your bench boost in 33, you'll have 2 doubling goalkeepers. And then free hit in 34. And then I guess you don't really have the money for another expensive striker like Mateta. So I understand why you've gone Strand Larson. But bear in mind, Cunha's coming back in 31. I would think about maybe Evan Ilson for a Strand Larson. I think he could be really nice. That's probably what I'd think, CR7. Hopefully that's helpful, mate. Let me know if you got some follow-up questions on that. Post in the chat. Happy to continue chatting through with you. Hadn't clocked Chris Richards was out. Less confident on the Crip Munoz clean sheet now with old Towel Pool up front for the Saints. Tool Pool on Wacho, yeah. Yasmin, currently have Pope / Raya, Kirkes, Milenkovic, Bruno, Bowen. Oh, those are your options. Pope or Raya, Kirkes, Milenkovic, Bruno or Bowen. Milenkovic over Kirkes for sure. Raya over Pope. Bruno v Bowen, 50-50, cool. If you can move Bruno to Palmer, I would. If you can move Bowen to Rogers, I would. All of those, I would go Raya, Milenkovic, Palmer, Rogers. Oh, Paddy, if we could arrange Cyprus v Colombia, that would be mental. Let me lock myself in this team first. This was like we debuted this weekend. Me and my brother both played. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty great. So yeah, we need to establish ourselves in the side now. I think we did a good job winning one of the games for them. Pope, right, yeah. And are you using AM 31 to 33? Okay, so you won't be doubling in you won't be bench boosting in 33 anyway. Yeah, I think those are the best. I'll have both of each of those. Oh, sorry, I understand. Yes. I think Palmer and Rogers are better than Bruno and Bowen. Pope and Raya's good. You get a 32 double and a 33 double. Kirkes and Milenkovic, maybe one of them should be Munoz for the Palace 32 double. Munoz is and Southampton as well this week is very nice. 6. If I had one free transfer and took hits before activating wildcard, how many free transfers will I have next week? You just have if you had one free transfer and took hits before activating the wildcard, that's alright because it won't cost you the money. If you activate your wildcard after, it's fine. It's totally fine. You can activate your wildcard late. In fact, this is a bit of an FPL secret. I would say you shouldn't actually activate your wildcard. You should actually just make all the transfers for a points hit, and then right at the end, activate your wildcard, because then all the players that you transferred in will count towards those players increasing in price. Whereas if you play your wildcard, it doesn't register those transfers to increase in price of players. FPL trick that you should know. So yeah, if you had one free transfer before, and then played your wildcard, you should be able to carry that transfer forwards. So I think you should have 2 next week. You should have 2, mate. I think that's right. No, you'd have 1 the next week. If you had 1 and you carry the 1 forwards. Sorry, my bad. So the wildcard doesn't count as you can't gain an extra transfer from wildcarding. Yeah, you'd have 1, 6. Yeah, the original free transfer, if you had 1 free transfer, you still have 1 free transfer the next week. Yeah. That's the way they carry. Because basically, what happens is that week you're using your wild card, so it's not like you're rolling the transfer. You don't gain an extra transfer the next week. You're just using your wild card, so you save whatever transfers you have that week, and then you have the same amount the next week. So if you had 4 free transfers you wildcarded, you'd have 4 the next week. That's the change to FPL this season, is that you can carry over your free transfers to the next game week. Whereas previously, say you had 2 free transfers and you wildcarded, the next week you'd only have 1 free transfer. That is the change that FPL have made this season. Yeah, it only rolls when you don't use a chip. So if you used a free hit, you'd have the same thing. I activated my wildcard when I came across your videos a couple of weeks ago. MMA shorts. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, I honestly, I really put a lot of thought into it, and it's definitely why it was definitely the most sensible decision to wildcard. I think if you did activate it a couple of weeks ago, especially if you activated it right at the beginning of this game week, you'd have done really well. Out of context question: does Rashford take penalties even when Watkins is playing? That's actually a great question, Islam. He could, because Watkins has been stinking it up at penalties recently. We don't know because there hasn't been a penalty. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been a penalty when they've both been on the pitch. I would personally let Rashford take the pen. Watkins has been stinking it up, but not for the context of my fantasy team. Much rather he doesn't. Guys, if you are watching and you do enjoy this content, just like MMA Shorts, please subscribe to the channel, or at least give this video a like. I know it's just a small thing for you guys, but it makes a massive difference to the channel. Really gives me a boost as well, and helps me keep creating these videos, even when it's tough, even when I don't want to. Sometimes when I'm on holiday and stuff, last thing I want to be doing, I could be in the hot tub. But no, obviously the live streams are a bit better. I do enjoy chatting to you guys. So yeah, if you could just give it a like, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks a lot. Anyway, maybe back to a bit of explanation over my team. Don't forget to shout out the GOAT for West Ham. Thank you, the GOAT, the Kudus, the GOAT, the one and only. Well, Chris Wood as well is also a GOAT, but he pissed me off because I benched him for the hat-trick. Any news about Saka starting yet? Let's have a look. Look, to be honest, this is my view on Saka leaks. If there is a leak today, I wouldn't trust the leak because, as Mikalenko stated in his book, Arteta has been known to ask players to carry their sports bag with them and get on the team bus, even if they're not playing in the game, to put off the opposition manager and scouts from knowing what their team's going to be. So this is probably the one team in the league where I just wouldn't trust anything. So I think you've got to make your decision now. If you want Saka, put him in your team. If you don't. I would just be guessing. My guess is Saka starts and plays 60 minutes, maybe 70 minutes. Probably, I guess he plays 71 minutes. If I get that right, how good would that be? Thoughts on Marino? Just feel like a differential. I like Marino, who's someone that I was thinking about before the Saka fitness got past. He's going to play up front for Arsenal until Havertz or Jesus come back, which I'm not sure they will this season. Who's my last midfielder? The 5 on screen. Murphy, Palmer, Salah, Savinho, Sarr. Mute Arteta whenever he talks. Agreed. Mute him. Useless bloke. Niels, hey bro, decided to hold wildcard for one more game week. You sent me your team, didn't you? What was it, on Twitter or on Insta? I think he was on Insta, wasn't it? Oh, you didn't send me anything, did you? Oh, yeah, I do remember seeing your team. I see your current team, though. What did you do with Haaland in the end, Niels? Finners. Finners. Flick me your team on Insta, mate. Or Twitter. Whatever you prefer. No worries, mate. No worries. Only because it's you. I've spent a while doing your team as well. But I think I'll remember once you give me the team. Marmoush for Haaland. Yeah, no, I've got the screenshot of your team, Niels. Suki, did we talk through your team? I think your team's perfect. Almost I wouldn't make any changes. I wouldn't make any changes, Suku. Frederick, hey mate, welcome back. What's my Twitter handle? At FPL _T. No, at T _ FPL. At T _ FPL. Is that what does my social thing say at the top here? Is it the right way around? Yeah, at T _ FPL. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, guys, also, if you do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I also appreciate any retweets on Twitter, if you can, on any of the videos that I post, because the more eyes that can see it, the better it can go on here. Yeah, Niels, I think you're all right, mate. I think you're one of those small percentage of people that, you can get away with. I mean, I'd still play the wild card, but you can get away with going one more week. Like, you got some nice differentials that could catch and beat wildcard team. Start 3 of Gvardiol, Gabriel, Milenkovic, Kirkez, Munoz, Milenkovic, Gvardiol. See my team, Jacob. Flexo, hey bro. Will Clivett start? He is a doubt. Iraola said he's not 100%. They need to assess him later to make sure. My guess is he probably starts. Otherwise, maybe he comes off the bench for 20, 30 minutes. Orange Apple, thoughts on Elanga to Rashford, Rodgers, Asensio. If it was this week, it would probably be Rodgers. If you make that transfer around like game week 33, then you can see about Rashford or Asensio in the minutes that they play. I like Rashford. I'd maybe take a gamble on Rashford. Nice that you're going for Mamouche as captain. I've done the same. Yeah, I might change though, Niels. I might. Darag88, yo, bro. Would I go Raya and Kusanov or Kepa and Gvardiol? Raya and Kusanov. 2 doubles rather than Kepa and Gvardiol, 1 double. Eslam, if you had to pick one on wildcard, Asensio or Rashford this week, I'd probably go Rashford. I prefer Asensio as a player, but as an FPL option for this week, Rashford just for minutes. Why are people bench boosting 32 instead of 33? Lost their heads. If they're bench boosting in 32, lost their heads. Is Clivett to Sarr worth it? Abdullah, that was my answer to you. Flexo, is Clivett to Sarr worth it? If you're on wildcard, yeah. Brian, when am I free hitting 34? Darag88, best fifth defender, have Gabriel, Munoz, Burn and Kusanov. Milenkovic. Or a doubler. Paddy, you have to go. Great steam. Stay in touch. Good luck with the cricket and with FPL. Thanks, Paddy. You're a legend, mate. If you guys don't follow him at InDelusion on Twitter, on SoundCloud, listen to his music. He's actually like class music. Right, really nice. I enjoy it. Who would I rather have? Yasmin, who would I rather have out of Pope, Ariola and Verbruggen? Pope for the 32 double. Otherwise, much of a muchness. Otherwise, probably Verbruggen. Mark Sakito. Hey, Mark. Welcome back. Best 4.6 million goalkeeper to double in 36. Henderson. Probably the only one at 4.6. He is potential to double in 36. If Palace make it to the FA Cup final, he'll double in 36. So they just need to beat Villa. Tanish, Raya, Martinez, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Munoz, Livramento, Disasi, Salah, Saka, Murphy, Savinho, Sarri, Zetmamu. Yeah, it was just great. It was a great team. No changes. Disasi's like the only one I'd consider, but I think it's fine. Yeah, very similar to my team, to be honest. Almost identical. I've just got Burn for Livramento and Disasi to Milenkovic. So, yeah, no complaints. Also planning the same things, Tanish, TC, Isaac in 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34. Callum, reluctantly holding wildcard for one more week. Right play. Sells Gabriel, Munoz, Nuri, Salam, Bumo, Semenyo, Clivett, Mamouche, Isaac, Wissa. Finners, yeah, got your tweet, mate. Let me pull it up now. Suku, are you on my stream, mate? Can you drop a chat? Can you drop a message in the chat? Because I'm seeing your Twitter stuff, but I don't know if you want me to reply on Twitter. It's kind of hard for me to type it out at the same time. Wait. Finners, I didn't get your... Oh, wait. Did you actually tweet me? Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I got you. All right, so Pope sells... Oh, yeah, okay. I remember what I was saying for your team. So... you said you had free hit and bench boost, no crap. What did you say? Do you have AM or no AM? Secure, alright, nice one, mate. Forest could double in any game week, Alex, to be honest. But I would expect they don't double, or they potentially double in 36. Edvin commented on my most written Twitter post. I'll look at it in a second. Hey Dragos, what's up, bro? Oh yeah, Finnett's got AM free hit and bench boost. That's right. Yeah, so you're gonna AM 31 to 33. So what I was saying was, you've got 3 Palace. So think about the fact that you do have 3 Palace. You obviously want to move one of them out for Glasner in 31. So I was wondering whether you go Pope to Raya, and you go like Sar to Murphy, and then you just AM Glasner in 31. Because you're probably going to want to move him in 31. Also, I'd go Milenkovic over Aina. And then Mbumo is my other issue with that team. I don't hate it, but who would I go for over Mbumo? I guess is the question. I think you could go like Savinho. I think you go Raya in goal for sure. You're AMing 31 to 33, so you need to create space for Glasner. But I guess you can, like, if you're comfortable to make the transfer in 31, move Sar out, and maybe you move Sar out for Murphy, then switch Pope to Raya now, and then in 31 you go Sar to Murphy and Glasner in as your AM manager. Also make sure that you leave 0.8 mil in the bank to go for an AM manager in 31. And then, yeah, AM 31 to 33. You can free hit 34 and then bench boost probably in 36. And if you do bench boost in 36, you're probably going to want to have... Yeah, you're probably going to want to have maybe 2 or 3 Palace. And then there's either Forest or City to double the other side. So you've got a Milenkovic and Marmoush. Sells is good. Raya's good. Yeah. Or alternatively, you could go Edison in goal over Raya. In case... And then you sort of have one doubling goalkeeper in 36, Sells or Edison. Yeah, so Raya or Edison in goal. Sarter Murphy in 31. Get Glasner in as manager. Make sure you've got 0.8 mil in the bank. Finis. James Brown, great name, FYI. I love James Brown, the singer. I hope that's your actual name. I do the James Brown shuffle. What about Bruno in a wildcard? Thoughts? Don't hate it. Bruno's great. Am I free hitting in 34? Brian O'Doherty, yes, I am. Is it possible, Alex? Is it possible for West Ham to double? No. Let me double check if they have a chance of doubling in 36. Yeah, they could potentially double in 36 if Nottingham Forest make the FA Cup final. And then their game against Forest in 37 gets moved to 36. Keep Clivert or bring in Villa player? Rechecking your team, Finis. I think fine to keep Clivert. I think you can bring in Villa player in 33 for Clivert. I think whoever's your bench midfielder will cover for now. Is it worth not tripling up on Palace to open up space potentially for Glasner? Yes, Krogel. G definitely is worth doing that. Why Palmer over Saka? I think he's more explosive. I think Saka's minutes are likely to be managed. Flexo FF, what do you think? Wood to Mateta, good transfer. What do you think about Verbruggen as a keeper? I mean, I would prefer a doubling keeper like a Raya. I don't mind Verbruggen as a keeper in general. Thoughts on triple Arsenal defence? I think that's a bold call, Nils. I think it's a very bold call. Suki, let me reply to your Twitter. Edwin as well on Twitter. Your team. Raya, Areola, Munoz, Livramento, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Consa, Saka, Murphy, Sarr, Savinho, Salam. Yeah, Edwin, I like your wildcard team, mate. Hopefully you're still here and you're still in the chat. If you are, just let me know. Make sure I don't have to look at this again. But yeah, I think that looks nice. No real suggestions. I think it looks nice. Did I read your chip strat? No. What was your chip strat? Tell me. That's important. Livramento over Burn, Liam, Surrey and Apulos. I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I only went Burn because I think he's more of a goal threat. Livramento more of an assist threat. Goals worth 6, assists worth 3. Linroy, Stewart, Elanga or Palmer. Struggling to pick the last mid spot. I'd pick Palmer for sure for the next 3 weeks. Suku, but your bench is good this week, mate. Probably have Murphy ahead of Livramento on the bench. Maybe I'd start Raya over Henderson. I'd probably start Raya over Henderson, Suku. Just so you spread the risk. Because you already got Munoz at the back. And then I'd have Murphy first on the bench. Gabriel second, Livramento third. Give us a shout in the chat if you've seen that. I'd start Clivert. And just have Murphy first on the bench. And Gabriel second. And if something happens to one of your defenders, Gabriel comes in. But if something happens to Clivert, Murphy comes in. Yeah, nice 1-6. That's probably what I'd do. If you want, like, aggressive move is to keep Henderson in goal, though. Other aggressive move is to go Raya and Gabriel for Kirkes and Henderson. Or for Gvardiol and Henderson. Edwin. Yeah, alright, let me check that. Edwin chip strategy is AM 3133. Okay, cool. AM 3133. Well, if you're AMing 3133 again, you got to be careful about. You probably want to get Glasner in, but you got triple Palace. So next week you'll want to be moving probably Sarr out of your side. Think about who you're going to be bringing in. Maybe Rodgers, and you'll want to have 0.8 million for Glasner. How much does Rodgers cost? I would definitely get Munoz, and I'd choose out of Mateta and Sarr, who I'd want to get rid of. What about Emery as an AM in third? Yeah, I don't like it as much. I think Palace v Brighton is a better fixture than Villa v Forest. But Emery AM's fine. You'll just get one less game. Palace you'll get double 31, double 32. Sorry, double 32. Whereas Villa just have the one double in 33. I'm subbing Sar out for Elanga and getting Glasner in for 31 AM. Original Senny. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Elanga, Rogers. Rogers is also good because Rogers doubles in 33. So if you want a doubler for 33, and he also plays Southampton in 32. So I think Rogers is really nice as well. How much is he? Is the real question. 5.5. And what's Sar? 5.6. So yeah, that should be fine. You still have 0.8 mil. Why no Saka? Yeah, don't worry, FPL. No, I've answered a few times, but it's fine. It's just I prefer Palmer for the next 3 weeks. Saka's going to come in for game week 33 for me. I think his minutes are going to be managed over the next couple of game weeks, given Real Madrid, etc. I think Palmer has the potential to be more explosive. But Saka's definitely going to come in. If he plays 90 minutes this week, he might come in next week, especially if Palmer loses his head. But yeah. Palace are doubling twice, yeah, in 32 and 33. Clivert will play Luke Littler, Concert or Williams. Great name, great darts player. I'd go Williams. Emery or Glasner. I'd go Glasner. Palace demolish Man City every time they play them. Emery's fixtures are not much tougher. They're exactly the same as Palace's. They're Newcastle and Man City, and Palace's are also Newcastle and Man City, the double. So, same. But I think Palace are better than Villa at the moment. In 33, I probably wouldn't play Glasner. I'd probably play someone else. I would potentially go for one of the other doubling teams. Maybe a City, maybe a Guardiola, maybe a Arteta. Maybe Palace. We'll see. Start Saka or Murphy. I'd start Saka, Luke Littler. CR7, LM10. You tell me to buy Munoz, but I already have Henderson as GK. If they don't get a clean sheet, we'll have very little points. I'd have Munoz over Henderson. I kind of forgot the rest of your team, mate. Sorry. I'd have Munoz over Henderson because he's so attacking as a fullback, CR7, LM10, that his pitch position is basically, if you look at the heat map, is as high as Mateta, who's Palace's striker. So Munoz has that attacking potential as well as defensively. So yeah, I mean, if you could go like Raya as goalkeeper and Munoz in defense, I'd definitely go for that. Yeah. Ideally, my 3 Palace players would be Munoz, Sarr, Mateta. But yeah, I mean, you could. So you can get the 3 Palace players in still. But yeah, Southampton's a great fixture, so they definitely could keep a clean sheet. It is a bit of an aggressive strategy. Is it worth wildcarding 3 Palace players in this week and then sell one next week to get Glasner? Depends on your transfers. I would say if it's Munoz, Sarr and Mateta, it's not a bad option. Not a bad option. Who do I start? Clivert or Gabriel or Rogers or Burn? Clivert. Rogers first on bench. No, probably Gabriel first on bench. Sarr and Evan Nilsson or Mateta and Villa mid already have Eze. Mateta or Villa mid. Wait, what? So you're saying Sarr, Evan Nilsson and Eze or Mateta, Eze and Villa mid? Sarr, Evan Nilsson and Eze, I think. Getting closer to saying Palace are massive, but not quite said it yet. I'm pretty sure I've seen you say Palace are massive a few times. Who do I start? Clivert or Gabriel or Rogers or Burn? Star. Clivert. Suku, Aussie, are you going to captain Mamouche? I'm currently on Mamouche, yeah. Luke Littler, what do you think of Munoz, Gabriel, Guardiola, Burn, Conser? Yeah, good. I like it. Have I missed any comments from anybody up above? Brian, Ariola, Martinez, or Verbruggen? Martinez. If you have Raya as the other one. And you want a bench boost in 33. Because then you can also play Martinez in 32. That's why I have Raya Martinez. That was you, Brian. Sorry, mate. Callum, sorry, man. I don't know if I Answered your question. Reluctantly holding wildcard for one more week. Right place. Sells Gabriel Munoz at 8 Nuri. I think you can hold it one more week. I think you can. I wouldn't. You can. If it's reluctant, just play the wildcard. Just play the wildcard. If it's reluctant, just play the wildcard. Honestly, just play, if you're reluctant, just play the wildcard. Brian, sorry mate, good to see you. I know I always miss your comments. It feels like looking to fill my last bench spot. Defender for 5 mil or less. Wan-Bissaka, Everton defender. Milenkovic. Milenkovic is your answer. What to do with Haaland? Only one free transfer. Marmouche. Wildcard. Foden or Sauvignon? Sauvignon Blanc. Cabernet Sauvignon? I'd much rather have a red wine than Phil Foden. I'd love a Cab Sauv. I'm pretty sure I got some red wine somewhere in the house. I saw someone bought some wine. Yeah, I'd go for Cab Sauv over Foden. Go for red wine. Sauvignon is what I mean, but yeah. Just thinking ahead to bench week 33 when West Ham have Saints. Yeah. I think that's fair. I feel like a lot of people have gone with that. I just think Milenkovic is going to play in my team. So, he's going to play this week. I think he starts in my team this week. Yeah, he starts in my team this week, so he makes sense to me. I sort of planned it out on Plan FPL. Saka in or out on a wild card? In. Well, I mean, he's not in my team, but I mean, it's up to you if you think he's the best option. I don't think he's bad. I think, like I said, as a midfield, Palmer, Salah, Savinho, Sarr, Murphy, Saka, Eze, all of these guys are good options. It's just who you prefer. Starting Gabriel ahead of Milenkovic, fair enough. It will upset me if that works out. I'm tempted to start Gabriel, man. I really am. Is it worth transferring from AM Emery to Glasner in 31-32? I think it's always worth transferring AM to the best possibly AM. But I mean, I think Glasner is better in 31. Palace v Brighton versus Villa v Nottingham Forest. 31 Villa v Nottingham Forest when they also Villa just this is also an important reminder. Villa will play, but they also then will have is it PSG they've got in the Champions League? They'll have PSG midweek after game week 31. So they're not going to turn up on game week 31 with a good mentality. So note that. That's why I think Emery's not good. Why do I choose Palmer? I choose Palmer because I think he's got more potential to haul. And he's got 3 good game weeks in a row. So if you want to see my team over the next couple of game weeks, Palmer v Tottenham, Palmer v Brentford, Palmer v Ipswich, he's in all of them. I'm making no transfers until game week 33 when Palmer comes out and Saka goes in for the double. No worries, Finners. Guys, if you're on this channel, you're enjoying this content, please subscribe, like the channel. Really appreciate it. It's only a small thing for you guys, but it makes a big deal for me. Couldn't afford Milosevic, went with Wan-Bissaka. I think that's fine, Brian. I think that's fine. Do I still have free hit? Ed, yeah, I'll be free hitting in 34. CR7, LM10, would you start Gabriel over Savinho? I think that Savinho just get a baby. Don't think he'll play. Yeah, he did just get a baby. He did. But he missed the... the FA Cup game on the weekend. That was probably for the birth of his kid. I don't think he's going to miss again this game. I mean, if he does, that's going to real piss me off. All right, is it time to do my own team? Stop listening to you guys for a while. We got 15 minutes. Is it 15 minutes to deadline or half an hour? 15 minutes to deadline. All right, it's time to make the decision. Kluivert or Savinho? Palmer for Son. Lucas, Limata, João Pedro, Evan Nilsson. It's attitude Palmer for Son. I'd go Palmer. Wow, Son's not bad. No, I'd still go Palmer. I'd go Palmer. Palmer. I'm going to go Kluivert for Savinho. I'm going to do it. Kluivert to Savinho. Make transfer. Shall I do it on stream so you guys don't think I'm lying to you? Do I think Arsenal will concede against Fulham? Maybe. So I'm going to split my risk. Should I captain Mamouche? There's so many options for captaincy this week. I just feel like Mamouche is not the one. I feel like Sarr is my captaincy option. I like everyone. I like all of my players as captaincy options except for Savinho. Should I just do Ip Dip Do? Ip Dip Do. Dog's got the flu. Cat's got chickenpox. Out goes you. Between Salah and Mateta. Oh, wow. I landed on Salah. That's crazy. João Pedro on penalties. Yeah, don't care about that. Evan Nilsson will be on penalties if Kluivert don't play. Everyone's teams look the same, mate. I'm going with Marino and Foden. Nice. I like Marino. I don't really like Foden, but I like Marino. No, I don't care about anybody else's team. Who do I captain? Palace are going to have... No, I've got to captain a Palace player. Aren't they all going to be knackered, though? Are they all going to be knackered from midweek? Bench Kluivert or Elanga? Elanga. Do I captain Ismail Assar? Do I captain Ismail Assar? Genuinely, that is my question right now. He played 87 minutes. I'm probably going to captain Mamouche still because I support Southampton, but I can't make myself captain a Palace player. I might captain Ismail Assar. I really think this week is I don't know. I mean, honestly, I could captain Salah as well. I could. And then Mamouche could score a hat-trick against Leicester. The thing is I also think Leicester and Ipswich need to win their games. They need to come out offensively because they need to win their games. That is my don't miss the deadline alarm. They need to win their games. Shall I put my chips in? Guys, if you're still watching, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a nice comment, watch my other videos, leave some likes, tell me I'm great. No, seriously, just like and subscribe would be great. Really appreciate it. And tell me who the hell I should captain. Yeah, a lot of people are going Mamouche. Maybe I'll just go Salah. If I knew what people were going... Oh, I'm above average. Thanks, Finnis. You're a goat, mate. You're actually a goat. I would say tell me I'm pretty, but if you see my head this week, the biggest... You should see the other guy. I try to smash my head into it. No, I took a catch in cricket and I landed on my head. Reminder, use your arms, not your head, to break your fall. It's terrible. It's a great catch. Best catch I've ever taken in my life. Match day minutes. This is my team. Ray, Ariola, Munoz, Gabriel. Yeah, I like that team. Who's the gap? Savinho. Ilanga. Conser or Williams, much of a muchness. If you're going for a double, you go for Conser. If you're going for a better defender, you go for Williams. If you're going for better defence, it's the effort that counts. Thanks, mate. Oh man, this captaincy call is a joke. Hey, who's watching? Does anyone watch it? I mean, don't go and watch other YouTubers. Stay on mine stream, but be good to know what they're doing so I can not do what they're doing because they're always wrong. If you watch any other YouTubers, it'd be great. If they're all going Salah, then I'm not going to go Salah. If they're all going Mamouche, then I'm not going to go Mamouche. I can't be listening to the rubbish they chat. No, that's not true. A lot of them put in a lot of good work. I've got to be honest. It does take a lot of effort to be a YouTuber. I think I'm going to captain Sarr. Every time I've made a last-minute decision, though, on this channel, it's been wrong. Why would you not just captain Mo Salah at home to Everton? That's right. That's probably the right decision. Why would you not captain Mo Salah at home to Everton? Oh. But Leicester have to come out and try and win that game. And they are going to try and win that game. Yeah, I'm going to captain Mamouche. I don't know what my gut's telling me, Finners. I think my gut's telling me go with Mamouche. I think my gut is telling me go with Mamouche. you just look at that. You look at the Premier League table and you think they're 9 points. They got to win some games. They can't do it with draws. They got to go out trying to win games. Whereas Southampton, like, they're down anyway. Like, I don't know what they're going to be doing. They could probably still try and not get the lowest points total ever. My captain's on Mamouche, guys. Yeah, I'll pull it up so you know I'm not lying to you. Genuinely my team. Captaincy on Mamouche. Good captaincy will make you rise more than a Salah captaincy. Yeah, but that's why I was thinking about, like, Saar against Southampton. Edwin, start Rodgers or Murphy? Murphy for me. Is this your job or just a side thing, Luke? This is definitely not my job, mate. I make like zero. I only just got monetized on YouTube maybe like a week ago. So I'm doing this on the side for you guys just because, like, I like talking about football. It's quite fun, and I think, like, I have a different viewpoint to the other content creators. Like, I look at, like, the tactical lens way more. Like, I have been doing, like, tactical analysis videos in the midweeks. I've struggled to get them out recently just because of what's my real job. I work in a bank. I work in, like, planning and forecasting in a bank, so I should probably be good at planning FPL teams. Yeah. To be honest, I probably think that is one of the things I'm good at in FPL is planning the teams. But I also think, like, tactically, I look at the games and I know footies. How many 180s have I hit? A lot less than you, mate. I'm not. Yeah, I'd much rather your job than my job. Let me put it that way. Do I struggle being away from the family? Yeah, mate, for sure. But I can't talk about it because they're listening to my stream now. Where are your fam and girlfriend, Finners? What's the recent news on Clivert? He is potentially not fit, but I think he'll probably start. I'm just gonna check if there's any, like, late Saka leaks. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let me know if anyone else sees anything. You're drinking my red wine now. See? There you go. My family's upstairs chatting rubbish. South Africa. Oh, yeah, US. That's right. South Africa. Yeah, look, mate, it's not that easy, but WhatsApp's a blessing. Honestly, WhatsApp's a blessing. Can I beat you at darts? No, I can't hit a double, mate. Can't hit a double to save my life. I used to play I tried to play darts on my uni team. I won one leg once. That was my goat. Double 12 I nailed for that leg. CR7, LM10. Would I start? Guys, 2 minutes till deadline. Lock in your teams. Would I start Strand Larson for Isaac, Palmer, Salah, Saka? No, I wouldn't start Strand Larson for anybody. Captain Isaac differential, sure. Milenkovic or Gabriel start. I went Milenkovic, but I think it's 50-50 toss-up. Guys, 2 minutes till deadline. Very fast questions now. Lock in your teams. Lock in your captaincies. Lock up your mothers and daughters. Sorry, who said that? Captaining Palmer, go for it. I love it. Big fan. Don't tell Luca. Yeah, Finn's DM me, mate. I can talk to you about that. genuine, like, not that easy. Suki, a bit late now. Clive, should I do Clive to Sarum and Yoz to Forest defender, then put double Arsenal defence, or keep the same? Nah, just keep Munoz. Keep Munoz. Luke Littler or Luke Humphreys? Luke Littler, bro. I love Luke Littler, mate. Luke Littler's a goat. Luke Littler's an absolute goat. The only reason I watch darts is to watch Luke Littler sometimes. Actually, Michael Van Gogh also a goat. Time up. A minute can't save you. Guys, 1 minute. 1 minute to deadline. Lock them in. Click save. Check your captains. Check your teams. This is my team. It is locked, guys. It is locked. Let's make sure FPL hasn't screwed it up again this week. The game is updating. Marmouche for the win. Oh my God. For some reason, I'm unbelievably nervous right now about Marmouche being my captain. I cannot believe I did not captain Salah. I don't think I've ever done something like that. Predictions for the games tonight. That's the one. That's what I want to talk about. That's good. What have we got? Let's flick onto the fixtures. Oh, game's always updating when I want to look at fixtures. Can we just come on. Darren, good luck, everyone. Yeah, right. Game is updating. We're all locked in. Son versus Parma. Tonight, Arsenal to beat Fulham. Arsenal to keep a clean sheet. Wolves, West Ham. An incredibly dull 1-1 draw. Where it's probably 0-0 for the first half. Maybe a 1-0. Less than 3 goals. Nottingham Forest v United. Forest 2-0. Then tomorrow, Forest might be jaded after FA Cup game. No wood either. Nah, Forest have got legs, bro. Forest have got legs. Luke Littler is actually jokes. I actually like this guy. Luke, come back to my stream whenever you want, mate. You're jokes. You're jokes. And you probably had a couple of beers as well. That's what I'm about to go and have right now. Now I can actually go on holiday after this stream. This was the last thing I had to do on this holiday. Now I can go and enjoy. Not really a holiday. I guess I was playing cricket most of the time, but now I'm actually on holiday. Saka benched. Is that actually real? Is that actually real? That's jokes. Is that real? Come on, tell me he actually benched. Are the teams out? The teams won't be out for another 30 minutes. Fake news. Surely that's fake news. Well, there actually is a leak. I'm not sure this is reliable. Yeah, I see it, but there's no... Nah. How's the cricket tour? Yeah, good. We're 3 from 3. We won 3 games out of 3. Cyprus did. I had 3 pretty good games. Bowl 2020 last 2020. I had 4 overs 2 for 20 and got 49 and then ran past one. Got 22. 3 overs 1 for 2 in the first game, I think. And then second game, 3 overs 1 for 14. Decent. All 3 wins. Hopefully the leak isn't true. I got him instead of Palmer. Yeah, I mean, if he is benched, that means he's coming on for like 30 minutes. So you never know. Maybe he'll get some goals. I haven't seen a reliable source on the Saka benching. I'm looking at the moment on my phone on Twitter, but I can't. If anyone sees like is Wood going to play? Nah, probably not. I think Wood's almost definitely out. I think Wood's almost definitely out for this week. Derek, mate. Next stream, I gotta get you on mod duty. Just everything was a bit too crazy this week. I tried to sort out the stream. It wasn't working. I ended up starting 10 minutes late. I had to redo the stream. I didn't have time. I'm sorry. I'm gonna also be rushed for the next stream. Yeah, guys, there's probably not gonna be I don't know if there'll be a video this week in between Tuesday and Saturday, just because I'm basically flying home Friday. So I'll be on flights for like 24 hours. So I probably don't really have a lot of time to get anything out for you guys after the games. But I'll have deadline stream again next week. So tune in. I can review all your teams. I can review wildcards, etc. I'll answer all the questions. 900k all overall, but in second chance you're 7k. That's epic, bro. That's epic. 7k. I might stay on and we'll stream until the teams come out. It won't be long. Can hear the collective groan from my family upstairs. Like, what are you doing? When is this? The team will be out in, I don't know, 30 minutes, I reckon. 15, no, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Man, that's wild. How you going, Derek? Hope all's good. Hopefully the leak isn't true. I got him instead of Palmer, yeah. Who knows? I'm not sure the leak is correct either. I'm not sure the leak is correct. Damn, man, this is crazy. All right, maybe I won't stay on. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll leave it there. Any questions from any of you guys? Chuck them in the chat now. I'll answer them before. Probably will clock off unless I see any team news. Which I'm not seeing right now. Except for some fake Saka. I mean, Saka could be benched, but just can't see it. No other comments. All right, guys. Well, good luck this week. I hope it goes well for everyone. I hope all your captaincy decisions turn out well. Hopefully, everyone that wildcarded, the teams will come out nicely. It was a bit disappointing that everyone jumped on the bandwagon this week after I've been talking about it for 2 weeks. But hopefully, it's meant that our teams will come out a lot nicer. Good luck. Let me know in the week if you've got any questions for next week. Comment on my YouTube videos. Best way to get in touch with me. I suck at replying on Instagram and Twitter, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, have a great week, everyone. Hope you enjoy. This has been your English Aussie. Signing out. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Catch ya.